Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited to have the winner of the Season 4 Builder Games here today to do our exclusive one-on-one interview. I want to thank Go Debug Yourself and congratulations on winning this season.
Thank you. It's really unexpected. I was seriously thinking I was going to be middle of the pack the whole way through. And I remember looking at it on my Discord when they announced, and I was like, that's a typo. It can't be me. So thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Oh my gosh, no, it's a pleasure. I've been a judge since season 1. I'm basically a mainstay judge at this point that like whenever there's a new season, like I don't have to apply. They're like, this bitch is here to do anything. So
it's a given. It's done.
It's a done. Stassi's gonna be here. She's gonna like, because like I like to say that like I'm like the Paula Abdul of like voting, because I give everybody like 4 or 5 stars.
I love it. Great. That's good to know.
100%. Anyone listening, I don't like to give below 3 stars. I don't think I ever have. I don't think there's ever been a time. And they're like, someone like messaged me this season, like, yeah, so like they didn't follow the rules, and I was like, but it looked pretty. But
it was cute.
It was cute to me. It exceeded the expectations. But anyways, I want to hear a little bit about yourself and your Sims history.
Okay, so I played, oh my God, back in the day. I think I probably started as Sims 2, I want to say. I'm not like a real OG. When people are out there like, oh yeah, I played The Sims 1, I'm like, shit, I don't think I ever saw The Sims 1 ever in my life. Or just The Sims. I always forget. That goes to show, doesn't it, that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know whether it's called The Sims or The Sims 1. But anyway, I started with The Sims 2. Okay, well, there you go. Thanks for educating me. This is going so well already. Yeah, I played when I was like in like year 7, so that's like 12 or 13 years old. And then I just kind of, my friends and I, it was back in the days of like actual discs. And my friends and I would like install them in different orders. So we each only had to have 1 expansion pack to play all the expansion packs. We would like swap them around every time there was a new one. I remember that, and I don't actually remember how it worked. And it's just, I don't know whether it's like a fake memory that I've got, but it definitely seemed to work. And I had all the expansions, so it was living my best life. And then like, yeah, I played The Sims 3 back in uni. I just like had like a really rough couple of months, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to play The Sims. Yes. So I got The Sims 3, and then my friend was like, oh, I have an expansion pack for The Sims 3. So he was like, I don't really play it anymore. So I got the Portuguese version of Cats and Dogs, installed that on my laptop, stuck with that for a while. And then, yeah, I'm one of those people that kind of goes away from it for years and then comes back and goes away. And then I don't want to say like 8 years ago, I got it again on my laptop, went away from it, and then back again, the whole thing. So, but now it's like, I spend most of my time doing it, and my wife is like, are you coming downstairs or what? And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to finish building this. I need to work on the roof line. And she's like, oh, but dinner's ready, so...
Girl, you're preaching to the choir. It's the same way with my fiance. He's like, he said he ran me down like 5 minutes ago. That was 2.5 hours ago. And I'm like, wait, what? This fucking
how Sims... does it suck you in like this? This is what I want to know.
Oh,
The
Sims is a
vortex. Some kind of like magical kind of like something in the code. I don't know, but I just can't get my head around it.
I agree. I think it's just because like all Sims players are completionists. So whatever we do, we have to complete what we're doing. And I can't just build a house without finishing it all in one day. I
really struggle with that. Like, so for the first week of Builders Games, we had to do that house for the writer. And I was building on one of the 64 by 64s in Windenburg. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make her this like sort of a bit like an old English kind of manor house vibe. She, finally done good. She's going to move in there. She's got loads of space for everybody. It's great. And I did like this little like gatehouse for the mom to live in. And it was a whole thing. And I did like the shape, and I started doing the floor plan, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be this room and that. And I was putting down like placement furniture and the whole thing. And then I was like, oh my God, it's 1 a.m. I have to work tomorrow, so I better stop. And so I like saved. I'm so bad at not saving, but I remember this time, so I'm so proud of myself. Saved, went to bed, and I was just laying there in bed thinking about which room was going to be what. And I was like, you know what, this is actually getting unhealthy now. Yeah, I'm getting too obsessed. I finished that build in like 2 days, I think, and then I maybe did a bit more of landscaping afterwards. But I hate having to break it up. But I'm also a sucker for a big lot. I hate building on small lots. People say a lot, I see it a lot on like Instagram, where people are like, oh yeah, 20 by 15 lots all the way. I'm like, no, give me a world of 64 by 64 and I still won't be happy. I can't be doing with it.
Honest to God, you literally, you don't realize you just flirted with me. I want a world of 64 by 64 lots.
Oh my God, please.
Please. I want a medieval lot with nothing, with fucking lots of land, with 64 by 64 shit. Okay, so I use it differently because I'm a storyteller. I actually build sets on these lots. I treat it as an actual like movie set when I film things. So it's easier. Like I'll show the exterior of the castle, but the rooms are actually not in that castle. They're on a 64 by 64, just because like, y'all, I can't load everything that quickly. My computer wants to die. But what like now when I do building, because I'm in a lot of builders collabs again, I'm like, what is your smallest lot that I could humanly build on? Like, could we invent a 10 by 15? That would be awesome.
I wouldn't even know what to do with that. I'd be like, have a tree and a bush and you're done. I just can't put a house on this. I'm sorry, no.
Oh, but wouldn't that be such a challenge though? If it was smaller?
Yeah, okay. I'll take that. I'll take it for a challenge, but it would stress me out and I would suck at that. I love a big lot and I can't deal with it when I haven't got enough space to landscape either. I said to somebody the other day, I'm not really a Sims builder, I'm actually more of a Sims gardener. Because all I ever do is just like spend time like placing things just at the like 72-degree angle. And I'm like, no, I can't have that because it looks too similar to elsewhere. But all my gardens have like the same scheme. Like I'll use the same kind of flowers over and over again because that's what I do in my real garden. And all that kind of stuff, and it is just unreal. I did the same like with that, like I was saying, with that big lot in Windenburg for Builders Games. I also call it Builders, and I know it's Builder, but you're just gonna have to forgive me because I'm never gonna get that right either.
It's totally
I did it and I was like, okay, so I've got the house and I've got the little house for grandma and I've left myself loads of space for landscaping, and then I couldn't think of what to do. I was like, okay, cool, a lake could be fine. It takes up less space. Did my little lake. It was a whole thing. I don't know what I did before the pond tool, to be fair.
Honestly, my life changed after that because every single house has to have a pond. You're in New York City and you have a tiny ass house, pond. Obviously
Industrial, post-apocalyptic pond.
Well, absolutely. That's why it's like infected and you had sludges in there. 100%. Yeah,
all the time.
Everything has to have
put a tiny pond on my library build for Builders Games. I think there's a tiny one there
because you have to.
Why not?
Because
it's actually rude if you don't.
Exactly. You're offending people if you don't put ponds in every build. Like the tool is there.
I mean, they took so long to get it in there. I'm like, I'm not going to let them think this was a bad time, like waste of money. I just want them to know we're all using it all the time. Please don't take it away and do things faster. Thank you very much. Love you. Bye.
Yeah, well, because like especially if it's like a giant lot, it like really can speed up things, or you can make it all different. I like it now that it's really customizable because before that it was pools.
Yes, exactly. And that was a disaster.
Oh my God, I know. The lot I currently use for a lot of my stuff was built before that, so it's a legit pool, and it's like all like jagged and stuff because obviously you couldn't like free design it.
It's not organic, is it? Yeah.
No, and then there's rocks, and then every time I open up the fucking like room, they're swimming in the pool, and I'm like, God damn it! So quick because I don't know because I don't do a lot of gameplay. Can you actually swim in those ponds? Or are they just pure decoration?
No, I don't think so. I think I don't do a lot of gameplay either, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. But I think they can like wade into a certain level and like splash about. I know that because they always do that when I play test, and I'm like, get in the bath. I'm trying to test this place. Can you not, please? Thank you. But I don't think they can swim in them. They can swim in some of the like, you know, the ones that are like pre-built that like ship with the pack. They're not really, it's not really like a pond, but it's like part of the world. Like in Mount Comoraby, they have that one where you can swim in it and stuff.
Okay.
It's like a river, I think.
Okay. Well, thank you for the knowledge.
Much that'd be wrong.
Yeah.
That river in Mount Comoraby that doesn't actually exist. That would so be something that would happen to me.
There's literally people screaming at this podcast right now being like, both you guys are wrong.
Yeah. They know nothing.
Yeah. And they said they've been playing The Sims since Sims 1 and Sims 2.
Listen, I couldn't even get the name right, so all of you just need to simmer down right now, okay?
Simmer down?
Oh my God, I didn't even realize. That's the best thing I've ever said.
I need that on t-shirts. I need that.
Yes.
If you've now create merch, that's what your merch has to be.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Don't know that's ever going to happen. That would require me to be organized. And as we've already established, I'm not organized.
Hey, you just surprised me. I mean, you got married, you're still standing. That's organization.
Well,
that show right there.
That's true.
Yes. Like,
okay, maybe we'll give myself a bit more credit.
I'll give you like an 8 out of 10. How's that sound?
Well, that sounds better than I would have thought, so I'll take it.
What did you think I was gonna like rate that?
Know.
I've only known you for like 30 minutes, my friend.
Well, exactly. 8 out of 10 is pretty good, I think.
That's
for half an hour.
That's pretty. I'm
doing quite well.
I start most people at like a 2 out of 10. So you've exceeded.
Yeah, but we've already established that you're like the nicest judge in the world, right? You're like everything's a 5. It's literally an empty lot. Give it a 5. So I don't know if I believe that. I'm just saying.
Now I feel personally attacked. So you're saying I should be the Simon Cowell then next season and be like, everything's a 1. Everything.
Oh God, don't.
It's garbage. Or I'll be Gordon.
Is that your English accent?
It's my
garbage.
It's garbage.
Sounds like you're saying cabbage.
Yes.
That's so funny. I don't think I have so much admiration for the judges though, like for real, because I just could not. And I know like a lot of people have opinions and people will feel very like certain types of way about the way they've been rated, myself included. I was like, excuse me, why are you giving me a 3 for this? It's obviously like a masterpiece. No, I'm kidding. I was maybe only a tiny bit. But yeah, it's like I could not deal with that pressure, I don't think. So I have major respect for all of you.
Can you see our individual scores? Or because I see the total added up, but I know because I don't know what other judges individually score.
I think you don't know who it is, but I think you get. I'm like opening my Discord now. Like, let me see.
We're coming for you for whoever rated you a 3.
Yeah, oh my God, imagine.
Could you imagine it was actually one of the times it was me that like rated a 3 and you're like, you ass.
I'm just looking at one of my old pie charts on Discord, and it's like 72.7% gave you this number, 27% gave you this number. So you don't see like individual, like you don't see like out of 5 judges, one of them gave you a 2.
Okay.
You know, you get like a thingy. That's actually the one, I think, for the last one, was it? Oh yeah, this is the pie chart for when I won. People were giving me 4s, so clearly I wasn't doing that great.
I feel like I gave you a 4 or 5. To be honest with you, I don't remember.
It was quite a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Time with this.
Honestly, I don't even know what I ate for dinner 3 nights ago. Let alone score.
I don't know what I'm going to cook tonight if it makes you feel any better.
Oh my God, same. I was literally going through my fridge earlier and I was like, I've got pickles and oranges and bread.
I don't think as a trio those ingredients are particularly
they don't
delicious.
Unless I make
wonderful.
Yeah, unless I make like marmalade or something and then like.
Yeah, but then what are you going to do with the pickles?
I don't eat pickles, so that's just an
right there. Well, there you go then. You don't have to worry about that at all.
Exactly. That's why they're in there, because they're my fiance.
Because they never get eaten.
Okay, but like let's have a real moment here. What is the one item in your fridge that's always fucking in there and no one ever eats it and it's in there for 100 years and you're like, oh shit, I should probably throw it out because it expired 5 years ago? Do you have an item?
Dressing.
Yes.
100%. I literally threw it out this morning because I never eat salad. And my wife doesn't eat salad. And I was just like, I made a salad for lunch today. And I was like, okay, this salad dressing expired October of last year. So let me just throw that out. It's been taking up real estate in my fridge for way too long. I made a quick vinaigrette. I know, I felt like Nigella Lawson. It's great. I know.
Fancy.
But yeah, I won't be buying it again, let me tell you.
I like that. I would say for us, it's hot sauce. Like very old hot sauce, because I like people like to give me hot sauce because I like hot things. Like I love hot food, and they're always like, let's eat hot sauce. Like, can you like go this? So like I'll be for sure.
Let's go. Give me a straw. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll just shrink it down. Or like barbecue sauce and stuff. That's just like,
Yeah.
I think I threw it because like every couple of months we'll just be like, we'll do like a really big fridge clean out to get like all the shit out. You know what I'm talking? Like the shit that's been in there for like years. It's in the back corner. You just don't realize it because
Yeah.
it's
It's
just,
covered with other stuff. Yeah.
or you just become so like mundane to see it. It's just become one with your fridge. And I think like the last time we did it, we threw something out that happened before the pandemic, and we're like,
Oh my God. I love
oh
it.
no, that is old. That is very, very old. Or I'll be like, you know what it actually was? It was Worcestershire sauce, because you don't fucking use Worcestershire sauce for like you use it like twice a year.
Mm.
So I think it's this Worcestershire sauce has just carried me from every house I've lived in since I moved out, since I was like 22. And the Worcestershire sauce is like good for like 10 fucking years. So I just like kept moving it, and I looked at it, I was like, it's in 2019. It's probably still good though.
Yeah, probably, to be fair.
So fucking Worcestershire sauce.
Just for clarity, listeners, we're not advocating eating gone off food here. If anybody gets sick, that is your own problem. But I would probably still eat it.
I would
You do you, hon. Do you know what I mean?
I would for sure still eat it. Or like, okay, like the most grossest thing is, so I went to culinary school, so I have a general
Amazing.
good knowledge of food, and I made this caramel sauce, and I had it for fucking years because it's just fucking sugar, guys. And my fiance, because I had to write the expiry date on it,
Yeah,
and
of
it
course, yeah.
expired in 2019, and I was still using it last year pretty consistent because I made a shit ton of it for school, and I just kept using it. And he's like, honey, this expired in like 2019, and I'm like, yeah, but I made that in school. It's fine. It's just fucking caramel sauce. You just fucking keep reheating it. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's literally just
Yeah,
sugar.
I mean, it's sugar.
It's
It's
sugar.
basically like you've got a bag of sugar in the cupboard. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Like I've had the same bag of sugar because I buy my sugar in bulk. I've had it for
Yeah.
4 years, guys. It's fine. It's fucking sugar.
I love that. I used to, many, many moons ago, I used to have a little baking business on the side of my full-time job. I had a whole career in hospitality, so I feel you about the writing dates and everything. It drives me nuts, and I still can't get myself out of it. I'm like, oh wait, let me just write the date. And I'm like, no, this is my personal kitchen. I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But I used to buy all my like flour and stuff in bulk, and I was baking out of my house, like my own kitchen, and it was this tiny kitchen. I think like in Sims terms, it was probably like 2x4, tiny
Oh my
room.
God, that is tiny.
Yeah, really tiny. And I just had no space. So I had like gigantic bags of flour like in my living room. People would come over and they'd be like, what are you doing in here? It's crazy. That was so long ago. Oh my God, I've not thought about that for so long. But I made, so it's the end of spring, and we had, where I live, there's a lot of like countryside. I live right on the edge of a town, and we were walking our dog, and I kept walking past all this beautiful wild garlic, and I thought, I've got to make pesto. I can't just keep walking past this. So I made some wild garlic pesto, but that's quite a strong flavor, right?
Oh yeah.
You're not really gonna need to make loads of it, except I made loads of it, and it's now in my fridge, and I'm never going to eat it all, and like it will go off because it's like fresh wild garlic leaves. And yes, okay, the oil will preserve it for a while and stuff, but like still that's going to go off at some point, and I've just got, oh my God, I can't, like a pickle jar size, I've probably got 2 of those. There's 2 of us in our house. What the hell did I think I was doing? That's the question.
You're just gonna have to have that for every meal for the rest until it's gone. Every meal.
That's like giving it off to everybody else.
Yeah,
literally. I made you this. Ha, bye.
Yeah. You know what? Thank you, wedding presents. There we go.
We really appreciated your donation to our charity of choice. Please see enclosed a jar of wild garlic pesto. Imagine. I actually think the parmesan in it would probably go off before the actual garlic, but
probably. I had to assume that. Now I gotta ask, baker to baker, what is your signature baking dish?
Oh my God, that's such a hard question. My signature. I do a really good flourless chocolate cake.
Okay.
It's kind of a classic, really easy to do. It's one of those like 8-egg situations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's super chill and easy, and it just takes forever to bake. But I do that quite a lot. It's my friend's birthday next week, and I'm making her a coconut and raspberry cake.
I
So
like
that's
that.
been
I like
quite
those
good. Oh,
flavor
a white
combinations.
chocolate and chai cake is I did recently was really
Oh,
nice.
interesting. I,
Yeah, you wouldn't think they go together, but it's almost just like the white chocolate kind of tastes a bit like an expensive vanilla, really,
yeah.
in the end of it. So it just kind of becomes like a really sumptuous vanilla spice cake. So it's quite nice, quite a good crowd pleaser. What about you? I know
Uh,
I'm not supposed to be asking the questions, but
that's okay. I
we're
love
asking
them.
the questions
I
today.
actually love when people ask me questions. So anyone who's ever listening and I'm interviewing you are going to be interviewing in the future, and you're like, yeah, can I ask you? You can always ask me questions.
That's a pro tip. That's a
Yeah.
pro tip, people.
So I like there's something about cupcakes that's my
Mhm.
shit. I'm so good at mastering cupcakes, getting the right level of consistency of cake, making sure it's really moist, making sure it's not too small, not too big, and the right consistency of icing. That's my shit. So my chocolate peanut butter cupcakes is actually one of the main reasons I started my baking journey is because I love chocolate peanut butter everything. But chocolate
Mhm.
peanut butter cupcakes are typically really gross. And the reason they're gross is because they use a very dark chocolate based cake and it becomes so bitter because they're hoping the peanut butter sweetens it out. And I think that's gross. Or they
Mm.
use way too much peanut butter in their icing. And then it's just like you're just eating a spoonful of peanut butter,
It's like sticks to your mouth.
it sticks to your mouth, or the
Yeah.
chocolate's not sweet enough, or it's too sweet. So after years, and I'm talking years of sciencing the shit out of it, I finally have come up with the best like chocolate peanut butter cake. And that's my go-to. Like when I say I'm making chocolate peanut butter cupcakes, the line's out the door because I don't make them often anymore. But I used to do the same thing. Like when I was putting myself through school, I had a bakery in my house. I made I think I've made about 40 wedding cakes in my career. I think that would be pretty
Amazing.
generous to say over 20,000 cupcakes. Like that was my thing. Like I could just make cupcakes. I can still make cupcakes in my sleep. I could make well for my wedding because I'm getting married in September. I'm making my own cake and I'm making my cupcakes because A, no one can do it as good as me for my own liking. B, it's significantly fucking cheaper doing it
Mm.
yourself because I'm having 100 cupcakes for everybody for dessert. And then I'm giving my thank you is cupcakes.
Cute.
Yeah, just like
My
individual.
wife and I had a huge fight because I really wanted to do our cake. And she was like, you are not going to have time. So I used to, every Christmas, I would do this thing for everybody. Like all my presents would be,
Yeah.
like I would make like a hamper and they would be individualized for each person. So it
Yeah.
would be like overnight cinnamon rolls,
Yeah.
always was in there. Like Norwegian biscuits, always like, and I would make like a pepperkaka, which because I lived in Norway for a while when I was a child, so it's like really nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
So do all that kind of like Scandi stuff, and I would do some American stuff, and then and each person would have a different flavor profile. But because you want it to be really fresh, I was up till like 5 a.m. on Christmas Eve trying to bake all this stuff, and it got to the point where she was like, you need to stop because this is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
And also, this is why I'm not going to let you make our wedding cake because you're a crazy person and you will literally be up so late. So in the end, my mum did it, and she's an amazing baker. So we had a 3-layer cake. We had the top was lime and coconut. The middle was chocolate and red wine, and the bottom was just a plain vanilla.
Oh shit.
I love using red wine with chocolate because it gives it such a depth of flavor.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Like, like a proper like black red wine,
Yes.
really nice, like a Malbec or something really heavy.
Yeah.
It was really nicely in chocolate. I'm a big fan. But yeah, my mum made it. It was so cute. And it was like she came, so we went on our honeymoon. So we got married on the Saturday and we went to the airport on the Sunday, stayed overnight at the airport, flew to Venice on the Monday. And my parents did all of our kind of like logistics. So they turned up at our house on Sunday morning. We were still in an Airbnb, hungover.
Yeah.
And they just like used their key and they put everything in. And I just didn't have to think about it. And when I came home, I opened the freezer and I was like, what the hell is this huge Tupperware? And my mum had put loads of the cake in the freezer. So I had like, basically it was like an ice cream cake because the dairy content of the frosting was so heavy. It was just like, oh, this is nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. I was like, thanks, Mum. She was like, oh, I see you found the cake.
That's too cute. I like that. I'm not going that crazy. It's just gonna be a 1-tier 12-inch cake because it's just basically gonna be for me and Jason, my fiance. And because I want to do cupcakes for everybody else. We're just gonna do a classic vanilla white swirl, nothing
Nice.
fancy, just to
But I
say
think
we
that's
ate
great though,
cake.
because everybody will love that. Like
Yeah,
you can't argue with a vanilla cupcake.
no,
And you could
exactly.
even do one of the things when I was researching like cakes and stuff, I had to think about cupcakes. And what I saw people did like little bowls of different like sprinkles or like
Yeah,
like cinnamon sugar or whatever, and then you can take your little plain cupcake and dip it, and
yeah.
then like each person gets to pick their combination. I think that's super cute, stuff like that. I really wanted a donut wall for our
Oh my God. Okay,
wedding.
so we're also doing a donut
They're
wall.
so cool.
We're doing a
I
donut.
really want
I
one.
will send you a picture of my because we bought our donut wall 4 years ago. It's been sitting in my basement for 4 years. I will send you a picture of my donut wall.
Are you making the donuts?
No, no, no.
I find them so intimidating.
I'm
So
not that crazy. I mean, I have made like because I did pay so like in my culinary experience, I started in pastry and I ended in
mhm.
fine dining, but I preferred pastry, but there's no really
Mhm.
career in pastry, especially
No,
not in
it's true.
Canada. But fine dining is huge here. It is a huge
Amazing.
culture. So I was like, I'm gonna make money doing that.
Mm.
And I mean, of course, I've made the classic yeast donuts. Like, I mean, who fucking does it?
Mm.
But I can't make them for as cheap as I want them to go out. So I'm literally going to like Coffee Time here, which is like a gas station place, and just they sold me 100 donuts. They sold me 50 donuts for $50. Dollar donut.
Oh,
Right? I
you
can't
can't
compete.
argue with that,
And
can you?
there's 75 cookies for $50.
Oh, amazing.
It's $100 for like done. Right?
Perfect.
So like I can't make them that cheap. I don't know. Donuts are really hit and miss. To me, you
Mm.
got to make sure the base is very good and the icing can't be fucking cavity sweet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I hard agree.
Have
Hard
you made
agree.
donuts?
No, I haven't. I find them so intimidating. Every time I go to try and do them, I'm like, maybe tomorrow. I'll try it tomorrow. I just order some online and get them delivered instead. So yeah, no, I've never made them. I also have my mum once had a bad accident with like hot oil, so she's like
Yeah.
instilled in me from when I was a child to be terrified of deep fat fryers, which
Yeah.
was not ideal when I was working in like cafes and
Yeah.
stuff. And people were like, "Can I have fries with that?" Well, listen to me trying to be American. Chips. And let me just clarify, chips is what I mean. Be like, "Can I have some chips on the side, please?" And I'd be like, "Okay." So
Oh yeah.
no, but
Oh
I haven't also my kitchen again is quite small now, and I haven't really got the space to have like equipment. So like I have my KitchenAid,
yeah.
but that's like, and I have one cupboard just for baking ingredients. But I have to keep myself very under wraps with it all because otherwise it would take over the entire house.
Yeah.
As evidenced by the bags of flour story I told you earlier.
But like people that don't bake don't understand. Like I literally because it's a fun story. This past week, our water heater exploded. There was water everywhere, which was just fucking a night. So
Oh
we had
God.
to kind of move everything. Our wedding stuff was downstairs. Anyways, long story short, we had to remove everything because they have to come back, put the gas filter in, and the gas filter is actually not on the water heater. It's like stone throw away. So, anyways, long story short, I moved the box of stuff. I want to say it's just the size of a classic kitchen table, like a classic rectangle of all of my culinary baking stuff that just can't make it to my baking cart and to my baking cabinet and to my baking section. I have 4 baking stuff. This is my additional shit. Like I have a whole box just dedicated to sprinkles of just
Oh, I
different,
can so believe that.
but just like different types of sprinkles. What if I'm doing a red velvet cheesecake cupcake and I need red sprinkles. I want red heart sprinkles, but that's Valentine's Day sprinkles. I'm not gonna have my Valentine's Day sprinkles up here.
No,
They gotta go into my storage part. And
I
like,
hard agree.
and let's not look at those expiry dates either for
Yeah, let's
sprinkles.
not talk about that. Oh my gosh.
No.
No, I'm like that, but I have like piping nozzles for like
Oh yeah.
for frosting.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I used to find them in my coat pocket
Yep.
walking around town. I was like on a night out once and I found like half a bag of frosting in my pocket because I had just taken my coat off. I'd like delivered something to a customer, just taken it with me just in case, come home, taken my coat off, got changed, gone back out again, hadn't taken it out of my pocket.
Yep.
And I was there in this bar, like, does anybody want any frosting? I have chocolate truffle. Anybody?
Oh my
So
god.
it's one of those things, you know.
Yep. I always carry a 1M piping tip with me everywhere I go because there have been I'd like to say it's happened more than 10 times that someone's asked me to pipe a cake while I'm at someone else's house because they don't know how to do it correctly.
Yeah.
And I just, at this point, I always carry my 1M with me. So I can at any point do a classic swirl. It's
Just, yeah,
happened.
perfect.
It's happened a lot. I'm just like,
I can imagine, yeah.
I just carry it in my purse.
Because
I'll be
people
like,
then learn to rely on you, don't they? They're like, oh,
yes,
she's coming over, she can help me with that.
she can help. Oh,
Yeah.
anytime I go to anybody's house, it's usually like, I'm notorious to go to someone's house and cook for them at their house. I'm notorious.
Oh, no, don't you know if you never played The Sims, that's not allowed. That is absolutely not allowed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not allowed. I
You
know.
need to get out immediately. If you do that more than twice, they'll kick you out.
Oh my God. Wow.
Just saying, just so you know.
Or like anytime they'll be like, oh, like I get a lot of like, okay, so like I want to make a homemade barbecue sauce. Like, what would you recommend? I'll just be like, I'll do it for you.
It's easier sometimes, right, than trying to explain how to do something.
Especially you have to measure out, like when I'm talking about like acidity, and I'm like, how? Like, I'm like, no, I've done this song and dance more times than I can count. But anyways, Sims. Let's talk about
That
Sims.
was a little detour down the cookery vibes.
I mean, I baker to a baker.
Would it be safe to say that your cookery skill is like maxed out?
Yeah, I would definitely say.
What about the baking skill? Probably maxed out too.
Yeah, I'd definitely say both. Like baking's like gourmet baking's 5 out of 5, and like obviously chef is 10 out of 10. How about you? What's yours?
Oh man, I think probably like home style cooking. I would love to give myself a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to be humble and say 7 out of 10.
Okay.
And then I think probably baking, I'd be maxed out.
Okay.
I would say so. Except for the fact that, as I've just previously admitted, I'd never made donuts before, probably not maxed out. So.
Okay, but that's not your fault, because like for me, I like to try to make everything once. And believe me, I have failed multiple times. One day I woke up, I was like, I want to make traditional French crullers. I have to do it. I go, and they were garbage.
Oh no.
But that's how you learn. Like something
Precisely.
I want to educate people, and I'll be doing a food industry podcast later in my other podcast series, Real Life with Stassi, is when we look on Instagram and Facebook, like that's not the first batch of stuff. That's like the 8th or 9th batch, or you're seeing the exact angle you want to be seen, or the photo has been so doctored and edited to make the saturation higher that like that's why it looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours will never look like that. I did a food photography course once, and oh my goodness me, it was so eye-opening. Like the way you do things and the way you shoot things is just
it's all fake. A lot of it's fake.
It's crazy town. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was something
100%.
that they taught us pretty early on, of when we like, because like we did a little bit of like learning how to like self-promote food was basically idea, and a lot of it's like super fucking fake. Like if you want foamy coffee, it's actually soap. Or mashed potato, ice cream shots. If you're doing ice cream, any vanilla ice cream is actually mashed potatoes.
It's crazy, isn't it? I love it. It's bonkers, because it just always makes me think like you must get so hungry doing those shoots and like thinking about like, oh, now I just like I really want like an ice cream shop, for example. I just really want some ice cream now. And you're like, maybe if you didn't know, you'd be like, oh, maybe I'll just eat one. I mean, they're finished, right? And you just get this mouthful of mash.
Yeah, it's like mashed.
This is another thing. Speaking of weddings,
yes,
I saw somebody online did a mashed potato bar.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? It's so good. So you've got like a little scoop, and you get like a scoop of mash, and you get your little toppings and wander off for their drinks reception. I thought that was so cute.
That is so good. I want to say that's such an American thing. That is a really American thing of like.
That's hilarious, because I would say that's a really British thing, because like we love our potatoes over here. It's like I like to say that potatoes are my favorite food group.
Same.
So it's like it's a thing, and so that's really funny. Similarities between nations. There you go.
There you go. I appreciate that.
This is the special relationship. It's all about potatoes.
It's all about the potato. I love potatoes because they're so universal. You could do literally everything with potatoes. I know. Anyway, so Sims.
I know we've really gone off topic again.
No, I was going to ask about baking stuff. So I bought my wedding stories specifically for wedding cakes. Because I wanted to have a wedding cake bakery, and I was so disappointed that they're not debugged.
Oh my god, yeah, of course. I've not tried that, actually.
They're not debugged. You have to physically make them, and they're only good for 7 hours. And if you make a display window with all the fake wedding cakes, and you put it in the gallery and you put it down, they go green. So they're rotten. So I was like, I will never be excited for anything The Sims gives me again. Because whatever my
So if
expectations
that was
are,
me,
yeah,
I would probably build it,
yep,
save it to the gallery or like library or whatever, and
yeah,
then I would bake all the cakes, take my screenshots, and I'd upload it without the cake.
I
Because then I'd be
know,
like, that's how I would do it,
I know, but
probably.
like it doesn't complete my vision because you know every time you go to a wedding cake bakery, they always have all of the many wedding cakes in the window, and you're
Mm,
just like, I can't have an empty display window.
yeah, I know what
It's
you mean.
that's like walking past like a designer store. Let's say walking past Louis Vuitton and there's like no Louis Vuitton in the window. You'd be like, the fuck?
Okay, it's just no windows. Terrifying.
Yeah, just like a concrete full building
Yeah.
outside. Now, okay, anyways, reason I feel like The Sims is super lacking on the baking front, hence the
Mhm.
cupcake machine debauchery
Oh
of that's
God. Yeah.
bullshit. Okay, what in your mind would be the best baking pack that The Sims could put out?
So one of the, what I would really love, so cupcake machine for gameplay is quite fun. But the problem is with it is like it's huge and
Yep,
you're never going to use it. Why they can't use that same, I'm not, I don't write code, but I'm going to say code. Why can't they use that same like game code and just make it like a KitchenAid?
yep,
It's literally all I would want.
yep,
Like the coffee machines,
yeah.
just pop it on a counter and it has the same functionality. I mean, I know there's mods and stuff for that. And yes, we love CC creators, but I do sometimes like to have just my game, right?
Yeah.
So what I would really like is that would be my number one ask.
Mm-hmm.
I would really like more kind of baking clutter, like
Yep.
piping bags, for example.
Yep.
Like I know you can get them in debug, but again, it's not ideal and it
Nope.
probably doesn't upload to the gallery properly. And
Yep.
I would just like little bits like that. I'm all about the clutter packs. Like I actually really love kits, which I know is so controversial. Yeah, I know. I see your face. You can at me all you like. I think they're really good because there's no other way they're going to give us the clutter items that I want. And
Mhm.
yes, okay, they should do it in a different way, but like they're not going to. Get over it, people. That's literally that's my headline. Get over it. You're gonna get it in this format, take it or leave it, right? If
Yeah.
you don't want to take it, I'm not going to tell you to. You don't have to. But I want the stuff, so I'm just going to go for it. So I would love like a little baking kit where you just get a little bit of game functionality and all that stuff, but also a shed load of clutter. And maybe a career would be quite nice.
Yeah.
Like to be able to have, because you can have the chef one and you've got like the aspirations for cooking and mixology, but like I feel like there should be a baking one too.
Mhm.
Anyway,
I
went over.
could not agree more. What I would love is for Dino to be completely gutted, redone, have the baking aspect so you can go to school, have and then go back for university, have a skills and trades such as like culinary and hairdressing and, and electrician and all that good stuff. Go to culinary school, have that experience, and then be able to basically work your way up in a restaurant and then become a chef and then open up your own restaurant. I would love to see that career path taken
Yeah,
out
just more
because
detail as well.
yeah, because you
I
don't
mean, dine out, just if they could just fix that, do you know what? I would shut up forever.
I know, same.
That would
I
just be a really good start.
It's honestly one of my favorite game packs. I love the
Mm.
items in it because if you're building a restaurant, like it is phenomenal.
Yeah,
It
it's
has
perfect.
everything you need in there. It takes 2 days to eat at a restaurant, which is ridiculous in my personal opinion. But anyways,
Yeah,
long
or
story
you
short,
never actually even get served,
yeah.
or like, oh my God, don't even go there.
But like I just want
It's
to
just
like
such a
own like
nightmare.
a cute little cafe and just go in
100%.
and just be like, I'm gonna like bake some cookies and donuts and muffins and all that like, good stuff. Like I just kind of want more
Well, this
of
is what I
that.
was thinking, just to go back to the Builder Games. Like
Yeah.
when we did the Coraline Cafe
Yeah.
challenge,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I made loads of like sweetheart cookies and stuff on my screenshots, and I loved them and it looked really cute in the screenshots. I was so happy with it.
Yep.
But I was so upset because I was just like, you could never make this functional in the way that it would be in life.
Yeah.
And if we're supposed to be playing with life, isn't that the old slogan?
Yeah.
We should
Exactly.
be able to do that.
I agree. I feel like we need to bring the kind of like a little bit more of the life back into this life
Yes.
simulation game. I had a whole, I want to say 40-minute conversation with Elfish Amy about it yesterday of being like, we need more chaos. We need more like I want the ability to like your oven is on its last leg and I want hotspots. in your meals. Like I want that type of shit introduced into the game. Chaos would be like, oh, you have an old oven. Well, not that it's gross, but like your sim will eat it, be like, wow, like some parts are hot or some parts are
Yeah.
cold, or
Yeah, just like a
oh,
little moodlet for that would be really fun.
exactly.
All
Or
those extra layers and stuff.
yeah, it kind of adds a little bit more
Or
depth
get like
instead
a
of,
little whim to be like upgrade my household appliances.
yeah, exactly. Of
Mhm.
being like, I should update my oven, or like
Mm.
or adventure it out instead of it always just being like the same like fucking animation. Switch
Yeah.
it up to say like they're
Oh, my
making,
favorite is the baking animations. Why are you pouring that cake mix straight into the oven, babe? That's
yeah.
not how it works, but go for it. It gets me every time. I like play test things and I'm like, oh yeah, make XYZ. And they
Mhm.
just pour things straight into the oven. And I'm like, I might try that at home, see what happens.
Right?
And then I'll be like, ah, EA, I burnt my house down.
Yeah. Believe me, I have burnt cake in my oven right now that I have to clean out, that I keep forgetting because I made my brother-in-law's birthday cake a couple months ago, and it exploded slightly. I put a little too much baking soda in
I was
it.
gonna say, I think I know what you did there.
Yeah, just a little too much baking soda, and it plopped off and then plopped down, which was fine because I saved it, but all of it just kind of like lavaed down to the
Yes.
bottom of the of my
I made a banana
oven.
bread once and I put it in the middle of the oven, usual, but I had not moved my shelf above.
Oh, yep.
So it just kind of grew around the shelf. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get this out? It was a nightmare, I tell you.
How did you get it out?
I tried, no, this is the worst part of the whole story, is that I tried to do it whilst it was cooking and I knocked the whole thing over and it went everywhere. I don't know
Yeah.
what I was thinking. And I had no more bananas, so it wasn't like I could even make any more. Stupidest decision of my baking life. Also, the saddest thing about that whole thing is that my wife had been begging me to make banana bread for like, I want to say 6 months. And I'd be like, yeah, we'll do it. I'll get some bananas and I'll do it. I promise, I promise. And then like I'd forget. And then, it would be, oh yeah, I'll do it at the weekend. Forget. Oh yeah, but I'm just gonna make some cookies today. Oh, but would you please make banana bread? I really like it. Like, yeah. And then I wouldn't do it. And then the one time I did it, it was literally basically all over my floor. I was persona non grata in this house, let me tell you. It's not my finest hour. I see you shaking your head at me. Don't be so mean.
Well, you told me I was too nice earlier in this podcast.
Yeah, I know. I can't make up my mind. Be nice to me, be horrible.
No,
What do you want?
honestly, I've done stupid shit like that. Not that that was
It's just
stupid,
like,
but
I knew
specific.
I was doing it at the time. I was
Yeah.
like, why am I doing this? Just wait.
Yep.
But no, apparently I think I'm indestructible.
Okay, I will tell you mine. It's not baking in an oven because I mean we all make things explode. It's blue icing. So I had to make a royal blue wedding cake. For anybody knowing how to do that, is really fucking hard to get that level of blue because you have to start with white icing. It's not like chocolate going to black. That's really easy. But white icing, I went through 6 blues and then I had to get the extra blue. And anybody also knows when you add that much food coloring, changes the consistency of the icing
And the flavour.
and the flavor. Yeah, this icing was disgusting by the time it was on. It was so bad. But anyway, okay, so I didn't have a car. I literally went to the baking. It was like 4 or 5 p.m. I showed back up at 8 p.m. because I had to bus for an hour to go to the store to get stuff and then bus back. And it still wasn't blue enough.
Oh no.
So then I Googled like how to do it. So I finally did it. And we look at the cake and the icing's melting off the cake because it can change the consistency so much that I'm just like, I'm literally piping the cake in my stand freezer of just trying to keep the cake cold. Okay, now let me tell you, that blue icing got fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I can believe it. And I bet you stained your hands too.
Oh, for weeks, my hands are
Yeah.
blue.
It's okay. You're just doing a Smurf thing. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I said
It's just cosplay, okay?
Yeah, I actually it was either an avatar or I tried out for the Blue Man group and it just didn't work out well. But it got fucking everywhere for years. And I spent so much money on this icing that I had to take it with me for every move I had for like
Oh,
5 years. I would continuously move it, and we would get to a new house, and you would see the blue icing on the wall. And everyone would be like, how the fuck did you get blue icing? Because like I kept it with me, like as we talked about the pickle jar versus, that's how much ice I had, a giant container. And once in a while I would pull it out if I needed to make a purple, or if I needed to do something. I always had a blue base. It made life easier. And every time I'd open it out,
it just gets everywhere. Frosting does that though.
Yep, it absolutely
That's
got
another
everywhere.
thing I'd love to see in the game. When you cook, I'd love there to be like mess.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
I think that would be really, really nice.
You know what I'd also
like
like
it's
to
like,
see?
you know, with the new infants and stuff, when you change the diapers are on the floor, and you get like, it does drive me nuts with the bottles. They are everywhere.
Yep.
It's like my Sims can't route around this house. Again, route, what am I doing? I'm English. Route. It's also just such a weird way of saying it. Like, can you not just say they can't move? They can't walk. Why must we say route? Anyway, side note, why can't they, you know, move around? But it's because there's a bottle in the doorway that was there because you changed a baby and fed the baby in the next room. And all of a sudden it's like, there. I just can't be doing with it. It drives me crazy.
Yep.
The whole thing.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I wonder though if people are happy with the new infants, because like I said earlier, I don't do a huge amount of gameplay. I'm mostly a builder or a gardener, as I said. I do a lot of Sims gardening, but like I said, I don't do a lot of gameplay, but I know people were desperate for better babies and for like infants and stuff, and now they've got this, like, what the Sims has decided is better.
Yep.
I wonder if people are actually happy.
I feel like they are. I think they are. I'm not the right
I
person.
know, like, Simmers, like, I say this including myself in this, we love to hate, right?
Yeah.
You know, we love this. Most people I speak to love this game so much. It becomes huge parts of our lives.
Yep.
Like, I play every single day, basically. And there are still things that I'm really irritated by it. And you just have to look at the comments on, like, the Sims pages and stuff on Facebook or Instagram, and it's all it is people like, I want cars, I want this, you're so crap, I hate you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like, we all know you have all the expansion packs, hun. Like, how much money have you spent on that just to complain about it all the time? So
I agree.
I don't know if people are completely happy, because that would be quite out of character for us as a group.
I don't think we'll ever be happy until we have everything, but they'll never give us everything. I mean, no. I think the only way EA is going to learn, there's two ways. One, you now have competition. You have Life by You coming out in September, and you have Paralyzed coming out in the next couple of years.
Paralyzed coming out at some point in the future. Yeah.
It could be 2 years. It could be 20 years from now. Who knows? But as long as they're continuously posting product, people are getting really excited about it. And now EA's like, oh shit. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
But do you think either of those games are going to ever be as big as The Sims? I don't know that they can be.
I think they will. And here's my conspiracy theory YouTube video of this. Okay, so
tinfoil hat time. Let's go.
I don't think it's going to be right away. I think it's going to take time. Here's the thing: a lot of people are really mad at The Sims because the lack of diversity and the lack of just things that we want that these games are going to have. Are the games going to be perfect on day one? No. But I think what's going to happen is The Sims is going to feel pressure to release Project Renee or Sims 5, wherever the fuck that project is that no one's asking for. They're going to rush it out. They're going to piss people off, and they're going to continue to piss people off. And people are just going to say, well, now I want to go do something else instead. I want to go play something else instead. Because let's be honest, The Sims, we are legacy players. I classify you as a legacy player because you played one of the original versions, even if it wasn't The Sims.
Even though I don't know what it's called, lol.
That's fine, but you still are a legacy player. You've played for a long time. If they continue to fuck up, and they continue to release unfinished packs or all of this stuff, eventually we, like us, are going to give up on it because we're tired of it. Yeah. And the newer generation does not give a shit about The Sims. They have other games that they grew up with. So to them, they don't care. The Sims.
I would say that we are like the bread and butter for The Sims, right?
Exactly.
In terms of their income.
And they need to
People of
make
our kind of
us,
generation.
yeah. And we also have disposable income that we can afford to spend
Precisely.
on packs, right? So I truly do think 10 years from now, I think either Paralives, if it's out by then, or Life by You 2 or Life by You 3, I think they would be number one and The Sims come down to number two, because The Sims has been so high for so long. It's due for a fall, and we've seen it started to start to fall down.
Yeah, they've kind of been unchallenged as well, haven't they? You know, like
Yeah.
there's not been a new kid on the block for it. And I think, you know, a little bit of healthy competition, hopefully they'll improve the game. I mean, it's probably no coincidence that they're releasing things like people wanted werewolves for a really long time. Now we've got werewolves. People
Yeah.
wanted better babies. We've now got better babies. Just when things like Life by You and like Paralyzed are like people getting so much attention, I think, you know, it's a good kind of shaking it up for them.
Yep. And what I think you'll see as well is you'll see, self included, if Daddy EA wants nothing to do with me. I've tried many times. He wants nothing. But if Daddy Paralife wants to pay me hella money to plug their game, I'll fucking plug their game.
Yeah,
So
totally. I mean, people will, won't they? That's just how it works.
like, you're gonna start having simmers coming over to the other side, which will cause, like, imagine if like little Simsy said, I'm not gonna play Sims anymore, I'm gonna go play Paralife or Life by You.
I mean, that's a whole rebrand. I don't know. That's crazy town.
But
I mean,
but could you imagine?
it could happen though, right?
It could
like
happen.
There are other people like Deliberately James Turner. They play other games as well. Like Dr. Gluon plays other games. You know, it's not just Sims. And I think like I play other games. You know, like I say, on mostly my Instagram is just The Sims, but I do say on there that I'm a cozy gamer as well. And sometimes I have a Switch. I play like I just finished Wildflowers, and it's like a really cozy little like witch life sim farming situation. So nice. I loved it. And I would replay that every day of my life, you know. And I think one of the things that EA don't necessarily realize is that we all have other stuff. And that one day, if they don't step up, the other stuff might just win.
Yeah.
You know, and we might just sack off The Sims. God forbid, please. But, you know,
absolutely.
It might happen.
I have not turned on The Sims in like, I guess a week, because I had a commitment that I had to take photos for. But other than that, I have not played The Sims in a month.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And I have no intention to go back anytime soon. I don't really need to. I have a couple building collabs I got to do next month. But other than that, like I'm kind of in my off period right now, because The Sims is a game that you can pick up and take down, and it really anytime. It's always waiting for you, right? But I don't know. I'm really bored by it. Like this whole this quarter season was a hot update and 4 kits. Like we've already had half of it come through. Now we're just waiting for the 2 kits to come out, which is probably going to be Castles and Goth, which is the correct option for people who voted for those options.
I mean, I'm so down for both of those kits.
Right? But I feel like it's going to be disappointed. It's going to be like Wednesday Adam and fucking whatever, just pick like shitty doors and windows. And I wanted those things. I literally told people to vote for those things. Because I was like, no, we don't need pink in future. We need Castles and Goth. Thanks.
Yeah, I think genuinely I would agree with that. I think that would add some good diversity to the game in terms of like that experience. Like I love building. I mean, there are so many good, amazing castle builders out there. I never post anything like that because I'm just like, I'm not worthy. But like I would love to use like the My Wedding Stories windows are really good for like a castle or like because they're quite chapel-y, aren't they? Obviously supposed to be. But like I love them for like an old English manor house. I build a lot of stuff like that because of where I live. I'm like in the Cotswolds, which is where like Henford on Bagley is kind of based on. So I have a lot of like that kind of old house around, and like we could drive for like 10 minutes and we're like, you know, where they filmed a lot of the Harry Potter stuff. It's called Laycock Abbey. That's like a 10-minute drive from my house. So that's my kind of area, right? So it's so cool. Whenever you go through Laycock, it's a really beautiful village, but you go through, there's always people in robes. I'm like, yes, Gryffindor, I see you. I'm a Hufflepuff, by the way, just saying. Not that anybody is surprised by that at all. I'm the most huffly puffly person ever in life. But like I love to build what I see. So like I build a lot of kind of old English houses, and those kind of windows are quite good for that. And also all the Tudor stuff, the Windenburg stuff. Like I love that. I think that's one of my must-have packs.
Uh-huh.
I would say nothing to do with the gameplay, purely for the build buy.
100%.
Literally just for that little log store. I'd buy the whole pack just for that. I use that thing all the time.
Yep.
It's the same with the werewolves log pile. Use that thing every time.
Yep.
Every single time.
Going back to our ponds and our lakes and our
Oh, see, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, imagine if they had said you can only have the pond tool if it comes with cottage living. You can't have it with base game. The furore. I cannot imagine how angry everyone would be.
Well, just another thing trapped behind a paywall, right? I think
that's people would be angry, rightly so. Like, I'm not saying that would be okay.
No. Okay, well, yeah, because okay, I don't know how much packs are in the UK, but for expansion packs here, they're $60.
I have no idea what the rate of exchange is. It's like, I want to say it's like 35, 40 pounds for an expansion.
Something like that, because they're about the same price in the States. Yeah, no, they're $60 here.
Yeah, I feel like 35 for an expansion pack. I feel like that's right. Or like 35.99, something like that.
Yeah, because that would work out to about $59.
It's somewhere in that ballpark. I couldn't download Growing Together for like days because I had tried to pre-order it.
Yeah.
And it was all fine. And then I completely forgot that it was coming out of my bank account. And I like have loads of little accounts that I move money around to. And I forgot to move my money to the card that I'd linked it to. And then it was like, oh no, you can't complete the purchase. And it just would not let me download it at all. Like it was like 4 days. I had to like wait and like get EA involved and like all this, and like their help desk is never that good, but actually they did save me. So
oh wow,
shout out to EA help desk.
Shocker. I put an EA ticket in I want to say July 15th 2021, still waiting for it.
Oh my God, I got responses like within an hour.
Yeah, no, I put an EA. Okay. My first ever Let's Play has 2 episodes. It's still on YouTube because gotta keep your roots, kids. Gotta keep where you started. And it was when Cottage Living came out. I wanted to do, I just started my YouTube journey and I wanted to be like, oh, cool. Like my girlfriend was starting a farm. I think this was perfect. I made her in The Sims and she was going to live out her farming journeys in The Sims and she was going to do it in real life. Still to this day, when she moves this, whatever the sim is, and on this lot or any sim, they get stuck and they just go like this.
Oh,
I've reset a sim and I've just done and they don't know what to do and they go blah, and I'm just like, the fuck is wrong with this? And I've tried to move it places. It's the sim that's broken, so I created a new sim. There's something about Hagfly and some like whatever. The world is so broken for me that I just never use it.
Oh, that's so sad. It's like my favorite world, I'd say.
Yeah, see,
I build that all the time, but then that's again, it's probably the kind of building what you experience thing for me. Like,
yeah,
I guess people who live in places like Oasis Springs probably build a lot in Oasis Springs. You know,
I build the most in Windenburg just because
I love Windenburg.
264 by 64 lots,
really varied world as well, though, right? Like,
yeah.
It's got good lot sizes. Yeah. Yes, hard agree, but also you've got that kind of like downtown area, and then you've got like the countryside, and like you've got the island. I think that's like really good. Like one of the things that bugs me so much about San Sequoia is that it's all the same. And why are lots so tiny?
I agree.
Like seriously, it's a postage stamp. I can't put a house on that.
Nope. No.
I think I've built one thing. One house.
That's the Growing Together world, right?
Yeah.
I think I opened it once because I have this problem. So Copperdale and the Werewolf World actually show up twice on my world map.
Oh my God, your laptop is screwed.
I know, but it's fine because it's actually 2 different worlds. It's the same world twice.
Oh, you've got a duplicate.
I got a duplicate.
That's quite handy for building, though.
That is very handy for building. So I use that all the time. But the Growing Together one is stuck in the middle of it. So I totally forgot there was a Growing Together world because I saw.
So you can't actually even click on it.
No, I can click on it. It's fine. But I forgot that like it existed because I saw no one talking about it. Like nobody was like, before the pack came out, was talking about the world. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be really bad if they're not talking about it. And I opened it up. I was like, what the fuck is this? That's so small for an expansion. I feel like
it is super tiny.
Werewolves, had like 4 or 5 lots, but that was a game pack, and that was significantly cheaper.
Yes. I suppose the thing about Growing Together is that it comes with so much extra gameplay.
Yeah.
So like it's less focused on the world and more focused on the gameplay, maybe.
I don't know, but wouldn't you want the
I don't
world
know.
to match the gameplay? Wouldn't you want to have a
Yeah,
bigger
I know,
world
but
so your
they
gameplay
always
was
do this though,
bigger?
don't they?
I
They're
know.
like, you can have one thing or you can have the other.
Or
And it's
or
never both.
neither. We'll take it
Yeah,
away
or
from both of
neither.
you.
Like my wedding stories, right? You can have like better weddings. No. You can have
Nope.
a cute world. Yeah, okay. The world is pretty cute. I like the world. I build in Tartosa a lot.
Yeah.
But you can't have any good gameplay, even though we told you we were going to give you both and then we only gave you one. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks for the money. Bye.
yeah, well that's the whole point. We have to stop giving EA our money.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to say yes. And I think in theory, I completely agree with you, but I would just be such a hypocrite if I was like, yeah, we definitely do, because I know full well I'm going to buy everything on release day.
Yeah.
Like, I set money aside to do that. It's like a priority in my life because I'm 32 and apparently this is life. But like, it's my money. I can spend it on what I like, right? But like, I fully agree. I think they need to be held accountable. But am I probably the person to do that? Probably not. I shouldn't really admit to that, am I? But you know, I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
I appreciate the honesty. We've seen
think,
so many sides of you today.
oh goodness me, she's a multifaceted bitch, okay?
I
She
love
knows.
this. I get this. It's not a
I
basic
think
bitch here. We're seeing all the layers today.
I'm just like, but the thing is that every single layer is just a different type of basic. So she's the most basic of basic, but it's just multifaceted basic.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I was thinking about what you were saying earlier about how you haven't opened the game and stuff for like, apart
Yeah.
from that, like really like a month, really.
Yeah.
And I go through periods like that with it. And I think, especially because a lot of us are like content creators with it, like whether it's just like me, like it's just screenshots and like the odd reel if I can be bothered.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not out there making YouTube content, which is so much more onerous. But just the content creation side of it gets so exhausting.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think, you know, I like to remind myself sometimes that I actually enjoy the game, you know, like I actually enjoy building things and all that kind of stuff, because I'm like, oh, I've got to take screenshots now. It's going to be glitchy. I have to play test all this. And sometimes when I get in those vibes, I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to play for a while. And then I panic because I'm running out of content. And I think we have to kind of, you know, when people are like, we have to normalize this, blah, blah, blah. You know, that is infuriating, but also very true. I think we all have to give ourselves a bit of slack. I think a lot of people say, oh, I'm really sorry, guys, I'm going to be away for like a week. I need to take a break. And it's like, don't apologize.
Take the break.
It's a game. Chill out. You know, we do this for fun. And I really struggle with that. There was a while last year where I was posting every day. A new like set of things every day. So I was building to post on that day because I was running out of content so quickly. And now I don't do that. I try and do every other day now, which is a lot healthier for me. But like, I just, even so now, I'm like, I just maybe want to play something else, or I want to do something else. And I feel guilty if I'm playing something else. I'm like, oh God, I should be playing The Sims. And I think that's not surely how we're supposed to be.
No,
right?
it's become we're addicted to it. Honestly, not to self-plug a podcast that came out today, but you should listen to the mental health podcast I did with Nardville. And we literally talked about like feeling the pressures of keeping up with our posting schedule and our audience being disappointed when we don't meet it. And
I love that. I love that though, because I would never give myself the, like, I would feel like, I don't know if it's a British thing, maybe it's a millennial thing, but like, if I was to say not post, I probably would assume nobody would really notice. Like, I wouldn't think anyone would be disappointed, you know, like, I don't feel like I have a following or a community particularly. Like, it's not like I have people like, where is she? Oh my God, where's Beth? What's she doing with her life? But I do still apologize when I've not been on like stories for like a day. I'm like, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, hey, I'm still like, oh, a huge thing. Because I talk to a lot of people, because every week, like everyone gets really excited when like their podcast comes out.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's their moment. I do this every week, sometimes multiple times a week. So I have always people messaging me talking about the podcast or questions or wanting to be interviewed. So I had bronchitis. I just finally, like, I'm pretty healed now. Like, I finally got all the what I like to call hairballs out. Like, I'm
Oh God, it's
finally
awful, isn't it?
back to normal. So there was a span of 5 days that I couldn't really do anything. I mean, I was still, because I pre-schedule all my stuff, so stuff was already coming out, but I was just kind of letting things lie just because like I didn't have time. People were messaging me being like, are you okay? Like, I messaged you like yesterday and you've not responded. And that's not like me, because I usually respond pretty
Yeah.
quickly. So people were like, holy shit, like, are you alive? And they're seeing content, but a lot of people know that I just schedule it out. So people were like, are you okay? And I had to literally message people like, I have bronchitis. I'm currently okay. I'm currently dealing with something. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Because people were like, holy shit, like, you're dying. So,
and there's like a fine line with that kind of thing, right? Like I would be like, oh, that's really kind of you to like check in and care. But also, and I'm sure this isn't the case with the people that messaged you, but there would also be a part of me that goes, does that think it's because they're entitled to my time?
yeah.
You know, they think that because I post things publicly that they are therefore entitled to a side of me that I literally cannot give you right now. And I think social media in particular, getting really deep here, sorry about it.
Let's go deep. I like this. Again, another layer.
Oh my goodness, I'm so onion-like.
Oh my God, I know.
I prefer to be a shallot, actually, if we're being typical.
Look at you coming in here hot on a Sunday. Like, you came prepared and we had nothing prepared before this.
I just like to talk, okay? Seriously, so I streamed for the first time just before the wedding and I was exhausted afterwards. I had like a migraine. I had to go to bed. And it was because I did not stop talking for about 2 hours.
Yep.
So I know how to have it in me. I would love to stream again, but I don't know. I'd be terrified that nobody would watch. You know, I'm like literally crippled by that anxiety that nobody would watch. And I'd be like, oh no, I failed.
That's literally why I will not post any of these videos on Twitch live, like doing interviews live, because I couldn't handle not knowing that people wouldn't watch it.
I think that'd be really cute for you though. Like as a side note, like if you were gonna release them, you could record that, you could do it live because you like, you know, it's unedited, it's unscripted, it's super chill anyway. You could totally do that.
I know everyone wants me to do it, and I'm like, maybe third season. I can't
but also,
do it.
If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
Exactly.
Right? Like, this is one of those things.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like social media and the kind of culture around it, we push ourselves so hard to create content, to do things, to do this, to do that, to talk about everything, to talk about nothing, to not say the wrong thing, to say the wrong thing just because then you're going to get loads of views, right? Like it just goes wild, and it kind of goes, you run the gamut of the whole load of emotions about it. But like we have to remind ourselves that actually this is something we're choosing to do. It's not something we have to do. So like if you don't want to put them on Twitch, don't put them on Twitch.
Exactly.
People can cry about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I like kits. I'm going to say I like kits. People can at me all they like. I'm going to ignore them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But a side note, nobody has done that, just for clarity.
I hope you know someone might come for you after this podcast.
That's fine, they can. I will have a conversation about it. Like, I'm totally chill. I can talk about it all day long. I actually have a build in my save files that I have had yet to screenshot that is made with base game and just kits. Just because I wanted to be like, these are better than you all give them credit for.
Honestly, like
then I was like, no, maybe I won't post it because people might be mad at me.
Fucking post it. You have to post it.
Well, now I've said about it publicly. You
now have to. Listen, do I hate on kits? Yes. The only reason I hate on kits because they're expensive here for what you get. They're like $8. Okay, like for the content you get. It's literally meant for console players so they can have CC. I think kits should be free for console players. Us PC players should have to pay for them because we have the ability to add CC if we so chose to. So my grind with kits at the beginning is they had like 6 items for $6. I was paying $1 an item.
Do I think they're good value? No. The reason I like them is because I enjoy the quality of the items that we get in them. They feel like the kind of things that, like a plant that might ship with an expansion pack doesn't always feel as good quality as a plant that will ship with a kit, just because they're smaller and they have maybe a bit more time to play with them. But maybe I'm completely erroneous with that. Like I could be completely wrong, but that's how it feels to me. But also I have to say, like the content that we've been getting, like the quality of the items for like growing together is so much better than we used to get. Like I look at like the actual, just the look of them in the game is so much nicer.
Yes.
And I'm like, it looks like CC now, quite a lot of the stuff we get. And I wonder how that must feel to be a CC creator and be like, you know, why are EA coming for my gig?
I think what they should do is hire CC creators to make the content and then
100%.
pay them. And then we all be happy because the content would be good. I agree. And like my biggest grime to bear with expansion packs right now is how come I'm not going to go with the new one and come out because they're always expensive, but let's say cottage living. So we've talked a lot about this one. How come cottage living and get to work are the same price?
That's a good question.
That's such a ripoff, in my personal opinion. Or how is outdoor retreat the same price as dream decor decorator? How the fuck are they the same price?
I always feel like the older packs, because the quality is now so much better.
Yeah.
Like at the time when they came out, like I was like, oh, cool, the items look cool, because that's what I was expecting them to look like at the time. But now I look back at it and I'm like, I can't use that item. It doesn't go with the rest of the house just because
it's chunky.
It doesn't look as good, right? It's chunky. It's really like polygony. I feel like I'm like playing like Lara Croft, like back in the day. I'm like 1 pixel. It's not a vibe.
So like, how come those expansion packs?
They should change the prices, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Like they should. So say something comes out, it's £35. The older ones should downgrade the pricing. I mean, they're never going to do that because they're there to make their money. #capitalism.
Right.
But like they should like cut them down. Maybe it's 30, maybe it's 25, depending on how old they are.
Yeah.
But also, you'd probably get more people buying them, and you'd have people going like, "Oh, maybe I won't just get the free base game. That's quite cheap. I'll do that. Treat myself. Blah blah blah." And then from there, it's like a gateway into other packs.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's fair to expect people to pay so much for something that's like not that great anymore, right?
Right?
Am I being unreasonable?
No, I've literally, this is my tyrant for this past like 5 or 6 episodes I've done of, we need to change the pricing of some of these packs because it's ridiculous that they're in the same tax. Right? Like basically, like the example I use is if I walked into the store today and bought Fast and Furious 1, whatever the fuck that movie's called, it would be $5. Or they probably give it to me for free. Because they're like,
please take it. I don't want to
please
keep
take
this
it. We have too many. But if I walked if I walked in after Fast 10 comes out, it'd be $30. So how come a game like we're not? It's the same franchise, but it's the same. It's different cost. But in The Sims, it's that. And I think another reason, like I despise kits, they have never once been on sale since they've come out.
No, that's true.
I would love if kits went on sale.
Although didn't they do one like free like a couple of weeks ago or something?
It was like a while ago. The Desert Lux kit was free.
No, I feel like I saw somebody post about it.
So it was Epic Games. You had the ability to get Outdoor Retreat, Vintage Glamour Lifestyle, and the Mumbai Chic one.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but that was for 11 days.
Yeah.
Right. So I think again, let's make them really cheap. But like, so that's like one time in the last year that kits have somewhat been free or cheaper. I would love to see 25% off. Everything else gets sales. Why don't
definitely? Or like they do the bundles. Like why can't they do like buy 5 kits, get them for $1 each or something?
Yeah. Or okay, so like, how about 5 kits for $20? Yeah, or 4 kits.
Yeah, I was going so cheap. I'm like,
I like $1. So like, that's not even a quarter. That'd be like 23 cents a kit. I pay 23.
I'm English. I don't know about your money. Okay, I don't know.
So you're saying
trying here? Are
you saying for like £1?
Yeah, maybe like £1.50. I don't know what's the exchange rate these days.
Yeah, so that would work out. No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So if
definitely wouldn't work. But like I think
people,
it would be good if they could do them like as a bundle. I think people would probably buy them more, and especially like the most recent ones. Well, actually, no. Let's say that basement kit is not my vibe.
Yeah, no.
Because I feel like it's completely. I mean, actually, the plant that came with the Sims, the original Sims plant, is super cute. The like rubber plant that came with it. I really like that. I use that a lot. And the mirror is quite good. But the like heart bed that it's like dismantled, I'm like, literally, that's just a pointless item for me.
Okay.
I would love it if you could click on it and build the thing. how good would that be? Like
Bethany,
the functionality they put in for like tree houses, do that for this bed. That
I
would
have
be epic.
I have literally been saying that same speech since this pack's come out.
Seriously.
All of these podcasts will be coming out, me talking about it in like October. But guys, I literally have been
You
saying
heard it
that.
here first,
You've
people.
heard it here first in this podcast, because this one's not like a 6-month waiting period. Like, I literally said, once I saw it, I was like, holy shit, we're going to be able to assemble the bed using our woodworking skills and our logic skills and our crafting skills and being able to put it together. I'm so fucking excited for this. How come no one's talking about the fucking, because they showed the screenshot and I fucking saw the heart and I like zoomed in and I posted it. I'm like, how come no one's talking about this? And they're like, because it's debugged. And I'm like, no, but like, I bet you we're going to be able to like assemble it. Like the fucking parts are there and you couldn't. And I was just like, I just gave up at that point because it was such a slap in the face for someone who's been playing this game for 20 years.
Yeah, it's
but here's the best thing. If you guys want that bed, 6MCC has that bed for us in the game. You can get it in there now. And since the pack's been out for so long, it's fucking free. It's fucking free. Go support him. Go support
yeah,
that.
Sixum makes such amazing stuff.
Oh
Honestly,
my god,
I love it.
I love him. I love him.
Oh, I really want to go CC shopping now.
I have to go do. I gotta do.
I have guests here. My in-laws are actually here right now, so like they're currently downstairs. I was like, guys, I have to go. I'm gonna go and do a podcast.
Oh, and they're like,
and they're like, you were what? So imagine I just don't go back downstairs. I'm just here like CC shopping.
CC. They're like, how come this podcast was like you stopped talking like 2 hours ago? And you're just like, if you're like, but like, I need CC. Like, I need CC shopping. I'm
kind of busy. The door's shut. You can't come in. So then,
yeah. Okay. Bye. Well, okay. I got a couple questions for you. I have to bring it back to the builders games because
I tried. I keep talking about it. I'm like, I know what build I did for this.
I know
I was on brief. Okay, I can't control you.
No, no one can control me. Believe me, I can't even control me.
I can't even snap my fingers. But yes, snaps for you.
Yes. Okay, so what was your favorite challenge in this season and why?
That's a really hard one. I think I love them all so much. I think the biggest, like the hardest one for me was probably the poem one.
Yeah, okay.
I really struggled. Yeah. Really struggled with it. I have actually made 2. So I did the one that I had the lockdown poem that everybody thought was really sweet. But I also have a Nikita Gill poem called I want to say it's Wolf Woman. And I did like a werewolf, and it was all about like having to apologize for your wildness. And I love that. That's a huge thing for me. Like as women, we're like told to be a certain way. We all know this. It's horrific. But I think now we're at this place where women are starting to not apologize. And I love that. So It's kind of a bit about that. So that was the biggest challenge for me, probably because I don't know which one to pick. And like, so the one I did eventually submit, I had like, it's like in an attic, the window is open, like in the screenshots it looks super cute, but it would be completely unplayable. And I really wanted to make it playable. So I was like hours on end trying to make this like really nice looking room, like actually super functional, which was quite difficult. My very, very favorite one, I think, was probably the Coraline one.
Okay.
I really loved that story. Yeah. I loved the story of it. I've never built with anybody else's shell really, apart from like a shell challenge. Yeah. And that threw me because I was fully not expecting that. I didn't know a huge amount about the games, and when I went into it, I was just like, oh cool, they're going to give me a prompt, I'm going to build my own thing, it's going to be chill. And then they were like, oh, so here's this slot and here's a budget. And I was like, wait, sorry, you want me to build with a budget? What? No. I can't do a budget. So I was like getting that debug situation all the time. So I think I really emotionally loved that one. I loved the story for her, and I loved continuing the story on. And that was a really lovely thing about the season, is that we had the theme of sort of like a storytelling theme, really. And that was really nice because I'm not a storyteller. I build houses, I'll put them on the Instagram, and I'm such a boomer. I'm like, here, have this, it's cute, go play in it, right? Yeah. But I love, in my head, there's always a story. I just never kind of explain that. Yeah. And since doing the games, I'm trying to explain that a bit more. So they brought that out in me.
I like that. I think, again, like builders are actual storytellers. You just don't realize it because you're telling the story of your house. Storytellers are just like, we need a house because we need a storyteller. We need to tell a story, but we pick houses that tell the story. when we go to the gallery. So you are a storyteller, and you're an amazing storyteller and an amazing builder.
I would love to do like a custom house for somebody's story, or like custom rooms and stuff, because I think that's so cool. I think it's super fun.
Do you like, I am a storyteller, I'm always looking for shit. Did you want to build me something?
Dude, I would absolutely do that. Just let me know what you want.
I will message you after
I love it because like I love it because people, like, I've done a couple of like commissions before where people have been like, hey, can you build me this? This is the character, here's the story. And I love it because it means I get to have to just I pay attention to that, and then I run with it. And I get to just do the house in exactly the way I interpret that, instead of having to go in my head, oh yeah, but would this sim be into that? Would they do this? Would they do that? And like, would they have this item? I don't know that that's really in their taste. And which, by the way, is exactly what goes through my head when I'm building.
And so beauty,
when people give you it, it's like done. I don't have to stress about it.
And you don't have to play test it, because I wouldn't actually be using anything. It'd be treated like as a set.
You're like pose player.
Yeah, it's all, everything's pose player. Every single thing in The Sims I use when it comes to Rose Chronicles is 100% pose player. They have no free autonomy. They are literally, I set it as a legit set. And I set
like
all
a sound stage.
Yeah, like a sound stage. And I put all the pose players. I'll have like 40 at one time. So when they're constantly moving, I just have them moving to like per, because that's how I'm able to get shit out faster. But yeah, I'm always looking for stuff. I will do that now.
Do it. Message me, tell me what you need.
Yes. Final question.
About it.
Would you go back to the Builders games as a builder, or would you come back as a judge?
Either. So I think I would probably come back as either or neither. So like I would come back and I would like I'd love to be like helpful. So that was one of the things that I kept thinking throughout the series, was that like Juby and Loneka don't have, I probably said that name wrong, so sorry if I did. People do not give them enough time, and they do not get enough credit for the work that they do. And I would just love to be helpful to them.
Yeah.
Juby and I had this conversation. I was like, can I just help you? At one point I was like, do you know what? I'll just quit the games. I feel like I could be of more use to you if you want me to like be a bit like a mini mod, or like a guru or whatever. Like I would be happy to do that. So judging, I said earlier we were talking about this, and I was like, oh, I have so much respect for the judges, apart from you now, because I know you only give like 5s. I feel like that's a really hard job. Yeah. And it must take so much time, because you want to be super detailed with your critiques and so on and so forth. So I would love to be a judge, because I know what it feels like to be judged, and I know the experience you want as a builder. Yeah. And like people, I think, I can't really speak for everybody, but for the conversations I had with people while they were like contestants, were like, I wish I had more detail about what exactly you didn't like, what exactly you did like, so I can then build on that for the next time. Yeah. And I agree. I think that would have been awesome. Like I appreciate that it's nigh on impossible to do for like especially when you're right at the beginning and there's like bajillion people. Yeah. That's like impossible. However, it's super helpful as a builder. So I think I would love to be able to give that as a judge. I'd love to be able to go, hey, I know what you need. Here it is. And you know, all of that. But I don't know that I would go back into it as a builder. I feel like that's not really fair, because I just, you know, you won one season. I feel like I shouldn't be allowed back in. Unless it's like an all-stars. Yeah, I was gonna say, unless they come back in and they're like winners versus new contestants. Oh, that would be brutal though. Yeah, winners and alumni versus new. 100%. Well, I mean, that's what Kev the Builder's doing right now on the Great British. So cool. The Bake Off thing. I can't believe I died. Oh. I died of starvation in the midst of a challenge. And last season, I was voted off first because I couldn't bake box brownies. For you, that is brutal. Yes. For you as a human being, that is brutal. I was never mind a sim being, a human being. That's rough. Because not only did I not use, I used my real name, because Stassi is not a chef. Chef Hill is a chef. So I fucking did it as me, and I couldn't make box motherfucking brownies. So I messaged Kev. I was like, I need redemption. And I was doing so well, and I fucking died due to starvation. That is rough.
Yes. Well,
I would love to do something like that. It'd be really fun though.
Fuck yeah. Now, unfortunately, I do have to wrap this interview up, but I feel
We've
like we
been
could keep
going.
chatting.
For sure. I told you I could talk for England. So maybe I do need to become a streamer. Maybe that is the learning from this like 2.5 hours that we've been on the phone.
I feel like this definitely has to be. I think this is your life call. I've learned so much about you. You've got the skill, kid. You've got the ability to hold a conversation, which is a very hard skill. You'd be surprised. But I'm gonna wrap her up. Where can we go find your amazing work?
So I'm only on Instagram. I think I'm probably the only person in the world who is only on Instagram.
Oh shit. Okay.
I have a Twitter account. I think I have a TikTok. I don't know. But I've literally like logged into them once. I think my bio on Twitter is I'm here for the gurus. So it's like literally I'm only on Instagram, I tell you. And I need to diversify my portfolio. But
honestly, get yourself out there just to hold the title. Like I have a Twitch page just to say if I ever decide.
I have a Twitch because I streamed one time.
See? There you go. You have a Twitch page. Look at that. Pulling back even more layers.
Yeah, more layers.
More layers. I think we're like 7 layers in now. We're like a 7-layer dip. We're almost at the bottom, which I appreciate.
I'm like one of those cakes. What is it like? Oh, I forget what they're called. Where you do like one layer, you bake it for 10 seconds, you do another layer, you bake it for 10 seconds.
I know what you're talking about.
They're called, those things.
Those things. Well, Beth, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you today. Please go check out Go Debug Yourself. The links are going to be below. And congratulations again on winning this season of the Builder Games. It was a blast to watch you grow the entire time. Even though I'm a person that gives 4 stars or 5 stars, it was really nice to watch you grow from just the first challenge to the final challenge. And I'm excited to see what the future holds for you. And I best be seeing a base game and a kit build. I got to see this now. We gotta put some of the haters to shame, self included. I mean,
watch me have deleted it now.
Oh my god!
I'll have a look in a minute. Promise.
Yeah. So you'll go CC shopping, and if you have deleted it, you're gonna recreate it and not tell anybody that you had to recreate it because you've already talked about it.
I mean, I just said I probably deleted it, so everybody's gonna know now. But yes, I appreciate the sentiment. It will happen.
It will happen. Okay. Well, everyone, please go check out Go Debug Yourself. Beth, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you today. You are welcome back here anytime and have a great rest of your day, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Oh, wait. Since this is coming out, I have a sponsor. I have forgot. Oh, yeah.
Go.
I have 4 podcasts I had to do sponsors for, and I forgot that I couldn't do one if I'm like this podcast coming out this week is dedicated to no sugar. So it's probably not a good idea to plug the ice cream that I'm about to plug.
Also hilarious given that we've been talking about baking for basically an hour and a half.
Anyways, sponsored guys, as I realizing that this is coming out in the same like day after it coming out. Hey, do you live in Canada and do you love ice cream as much as this girl loves ice cream? Because I love ice cream. Well, let me tell you, Chapman's has come out with a new delicious line of new premium flavors. They sent me vanilla. It was absolutely phenomenal. I am a huge strawberry girl, and now that in Ontario we have fresh strawberry season, the strawberry and the vanilla ice cream go very well. It is made with Madagascar vanilla. It is absolutely phenomenal. If you want to check it out, it is sold at basically where anywhere ice cream sold. Sobeys, No Frills, Zares, really just anywhere. Please go check them out. They're absolutely phenomenal. If you actually end up getting ice cream, send me a picture. I want to see you enjoying this ice cream. I have had questions since doing this. This ice cream is only currently in Canada. So my US and my UK listeners, love you guys. Unfortunately, Chapman's is a Canadian product. So if you are in Canada, please go check out Chapman's. That's my sponsor. I was like,
I want ice cream now.
It's so good. It exceeded my expectations.
I'll just have to come to Canada and get ice cream.
That's fine. If that's literally how I convince people to come to Canada is to go get Chapman's vanilla ice cream, I will be fucking the best paid.
You were like at the airport, like, let's go.
Let's go. I just hold that Chapman up sign. Like that's literally their next ad of just being like, let's get some ice cream. But please go check out Go Debug Yourself. And Beth, it's been an absolute pleasure and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
You too, darling. Bye.